Hey, how's it? So it's been a while since we did a special episode of the Scary Show, outside of the normal Friday episodes. So we're going to take this opportunity to do just that. Um, Before you is a recent guest spot I made on the 242 Reads podcast. So sit back, relax with a nice pair of headphones and enjoy.
Welcome to the Scary Show. To the Scary Show. To the Scary Show.
Welcome to the Scary Show.
Good morning, everyone. Today I am joined by this Scary Show
How's everybody doing today?
and Dark Little Voices. The only thing you've missed so far was apparently the really heavy rock music that started this. That was about it. Excuse me. I'm still sick. I'm still getting better.
I hate being sick.
I've been very lucky. Everyone else in my house got the sickness, and I didn't. I just got a cold.
Yeah, I had a good 15, 16-year streak going till I took the vaccine, and then all of a sudden I had like all the symptoms for about 3 days.
Well, yeah, whenever I got the shots for the vaccine, I get sick for a couple of days, but I feel fine afterwards. This has been like about 2 weeks of sickness. It's been super fun. It is what it is. I don't have a very good immune system. So I just want to say good morning, Derringer. Good morning, King of the Canaan Hill. Good morning, September Dragon Audio. Hello, good morning, Dark Little Voices, and good morning, Hair-Raising Narratives.
I see some familiar faces in the chat.
I'm pretty lucky. I get a pretty steady stream of normal people. It's pretty awesome. Oh, lots of narrators.
Nice.
I think every single one of them actually in that chat is a narrator of some kind. King of the Canaan Hill is his own thing, but I think he's getting more into narrating now, just with his own twist.
Yeah, I think at the core, everybody's a fan. You know, you got to be a fan, otherwise, like, why are you doing it?
Exactly. If you don't, why would you narrate if you weren't didn't enjoy it, right?
Yeah, I think everybody starts out as a fan.
Apparently, to Hair-Raising Narratives, he's my number one fan.
There you go.
And King says he is a narrator, which is not how he originally started. Well, I guess kind of, but he did a lot of joke stuff. You are fast asleep, little girl. Oh my god, she's so asleep.
What kind of dog is she?
She's a husky crossed with a German Shepherd.
Oh, nice.
So she when she was a puppy, she looked so much like a husky, and now she has a lot more German Shepherd looks to her. So, big giant black spot on her back.
Yeah, she's evolving.
Looks like the sun hit her there and just never healed. She does love sun tanning though, it's so cute. She's also very quiet, which is surprising because both German Shepherds and Huskies are known for being very talkative, and she's not.
Yeah. I got some actual coffee before the stream. It tastes so bitter.
Did you not put enough sugar in it?
I asked them to put honey in it because the sugar kind of nullifies the caffeine kick.
Oh. I can't stand the taste of honey in coffee, so... I don't really care for coffee all that much, but honey really just does it for me. Apparently, September drinks his coffee black. I drink mine double normally when I drink it, and I don't even drink coffee all that much anymore. I drink tea.
Yeah, shout out to September.
Black coffee. My dad drinks it black too. He used to hate it, and then it became a necessity because he wanted to drink more coffee. It was always hard to find the cream and the sugar. Now he just drinks it black.
Yeah, simple. Caffeine will do what it does. The rest of it's just aesthetics. I do occasionally have like a caramel macchiato or something. I really like the apple crisp macchiato that Starbucks had for a while, but it was only seasonal.
Yeah, they're really good for that. It's like, we're going to seasonally have this. I know I'm the odd one because I don't like coffee, but then again, my husband doesn't like coffee, tea, or anything. He doesn't like hot drinks.
I feel like there should be like a fruity flavored hot drink, like an alternative to coffee.
Oh, there is hot chocolate.
Yeah, but like fruity, like a hot strawberry something or a hot grape something. I feel like I'd get a large of that.
I don't know. To me, it sounds weird. Like, well, I mean, there are teas. There's like fruity teas that you can get. Like blueberry tea, I think is a thing that I've drank it.
Yeah. And I never really taste the flavor in those kind of flavored teas, you know?
Yeah, they're very subtle. Fruity coffee, no scary show. Actually, there is such a thing as fruity coffee. There is coffee that have fruits and stuff put into it that help.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's actually a thing. There's a Fruity Pebbles creamer for coffee. Ugh, that doesn't sound good. This is just like soggy Fruity Pebbles creamer that you pour into your oh god.
Yeah, I'm gonna need a sip of that to judge. Give that a day in court.
Again, I don't drink coffee anymore. I used to have like my favorite was hazelnut. Those creamers. And then there was a caramel one that I bought for like the longest time, but I was so picky about my creamer because most of them were like soy based or fake cream or whatever. They had all these artificial flavors and stuff in it, and then I was like, no, I want real cream.
Yeah.
Which is funny because the only one that was real cream was made by Bailey's. So I had Bailey's in my coffee, not alcoholic, but I was like, I gotta go get my Bailey's. I'll be back. If you do, let hit the dark little voices like you to know what it tastes like.
Yeah, for sure.
I'd be too scared to buy it.
I'll do an episode about it. Actually, I did do an episode about coffee. I had a friend, shout out to Shadow Queen. Had Shadow Queen narrate it. It was called Beast.
Sitting up, she stretched and yawned, leaving unnoticed strands of her blonde, poker-straight hair atop her pillow. Flinging the covers off and rolling out of bed, she inserts her feet snugly into slippers and donned her robe before unsteadily shuffling to the kitchen. There she brewed her daily cup of caffeinated comfort. She was a beast without coffee.
It was all about coffee?
Well, coffee was the main thing, and there was the thumbnail was coffee. But you have to check it out. Episode 13 of The Scary Show.
You guys want to know about the main theme about being coffee? Episode 13, which is the luckiest number you can have.
And that was the Halloween special, too.
Nice. It's always nice when things coincide like that. So I want to hear more about Scary Show. Who is he as a person? Wow, I can't read today. What makes him wake up in the morning? Does he have a lover? Well, it's
So who I am, I guess I'm an amalgamation of everywhere I've been and people who have made an impact on me. What wakes me up in the morning? Well, the funny answer would be my alarm, but the more deeper thought out answer, I would have to say you have to, because the world's not going to stop while you're asleep, like it's gonna keep going. It's gonna keep evolving. Technology is gonna keep moving forward. Politics is gonna keep changing that social contract. And you either wake up and adapt and survive, or you stay asleep and you miss out. You become antiquated. Do I have a lover? No comment on that.
But that was the one they wanted to know the most, apparently.
I don't know. That's the one I'm getting the cards and the letters about.
King also said that you have the voice of narration. Very nice, deep, low tone. Love it.
This is actually my just woke up voice. I'm trying to wake up as fast as I can and guzzle this coffee. You ever watch those cop shows where they walk up to the coffee stands and they buy the coffee and they just start chugging it straight away?
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, like that's gotta burn their mouth, and they're just no reaction. They don't even flinch.
Mm-hmm.
Like I gotta wait like 15 minutes, 20 minutes at least before I drink my coffee.
Well, you see, you could put an ice cube in it, would cool it down, and then you could chug it. Yeah, the secret is there's no actual coffee in it, or if they do, it's lukewarm coffee.
Yeah.
Movie magic.
Yeah, I know, right? Stuff like that just breaks my suspension of disbelief.
Like, that was steaming hot coffee. Why would you chug that? That's not a good time.
I'm perfectly fine with dragons and zombies and all that shit, but like, you drink hot coffee like that, like, I'm out.
No, we're good. We're done. We're done here. Dark Little Voices says he has many lovers. His voice brings them all in. LOL.
Nah, not either.
Yeah, Hare says it takes. Yeah, the coffee thing takes you right out of the movie or the show when they chug it like that. You're like, you were handed that too quickly. There's no way you can chug that unless you like see an ice cube go in it. Even then, it's still the ice cube. Ice cube takes time to cool it down.
Yeah, I'm like, what is that, part of qualified immunity or what?
They have drank coffee so much that they burn their mouths and they no longer can tell when it's hot.
Yeah. What's that song? I can't feel my face when I'm with you.
Yeah.
And I just chug it.
I just chug it.
Yeah, I was weaned on horror movies. Saw my first horror movie when I was way too young to see that kind of stuff.
Truth be told, I had everyone's story on that one.
Yeah, I was fresh off of the Smurfs and Bambi was the only other movie I remember seeing in the theaters before I was taken to see the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh, jeez.
Somewhere in San Francisco. I believe it was in the Mission District, because there's a theater over there that I used to always go to.
I watched religiously back then, whilst filling my face with the candy-coated, peanut buttery goodness. And before long, the lights dimmed. The coming attractions showed, and the Chainsaw Massacre began.
But yeah, it scared the absolute hell out of me.
I watched a few. I remember watching. I think the first one I ever watched was I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. It wasn't even the first one. It was the second one. But I watched, the first real big horror thing I ever did was play horror, which was Resident Evil 2, which scared the bejesus out of me, and I wanted nothing to do with anything zombie related for like years. I'm much better now. Zombies aren't as scary to me anymore, but I still, like, every time someone says Resident Evil 2, I'm like, no, never playing that game again. Everywhere I went, they just were there, and they killed me.
On the old PlayStation?
Oh yeah, I'm talking about the original.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I didn't know what to do. I just wanted to explore, and every other game I ever played, exploring was good. Not Resident Evil. Exploring was bad.
Yeah, I have fond memories of that. That was like one of my first games that I got. I think I got that. Final Fantasy VII and Abe's Oddworld.
Mine was Final Fantasy VII and Spyro the Dragon.
Oh, I remember that one. The purple, little purple guy.
Yeah. Still love that game. That game, like, again, exploring was a good thing in that game.
Yeah.
Little did the audience and the host know I am secretly El Chupacabra. That would explain a lot,
snap.
Sock. That would explain a lot, Sock Goblin.
I love the name, Sock Goblin.
Yeah, Sock Goblin, amazing, what the fuck. That's his name.
Yeah, shout out to Sock Goblin. I'm going to use your name in a story.
And apparently he is sexy.
I got an idea for a story not long ago from a coworker. She was showing us pictures of her plumbing problem. There was like a pipe burst, and I'm looking at it, you know, like they had to like break down the wall so they could find where the pipe had burst. And I'm looking at these pictures that she's showing us, and I'm like, what if there was somebody living in your walls?
Oh God.
And then it just snowballed from there.
What if Bruno was in the walls?
Yeah, you know, like, and then like I came up with this story about like these blind people that live in our walls, and you know they barely remember the light, and they needed her to like read their books for them and everything.
The hole was now big enough for me to put my whole head through and look around. And so I did. And what I found inside were the frail, pale, blind people who live inside the walls.
Who is it?
Who has
Who
come?
could it be?
It's someone God.
God?
It's God. It's God.
Pimp.
You know what else? Like, speaking of like people in the walls and like listening in, like, you know, like I've been getting bombarded with like all kinds of like gun holster ads and like rubber bullet ads, and I'm like, what the hell? Who was I talking to that was like part of the NRA? Because it's like your phones and like everything, they're like always listening. Like I'll talk to certain friends and I'll get bombarded by ads that are in Spanish, or you know, like what is that?
I get French ones every once in a while. I'm like, I don't speak French. I don't.
Yeah, you know.
I mean, I don't live in Canada, but I don't speak French.
I kind of think like my generation was like the last generation to actually know like unsurveilled actual privacy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be a thing in the past very shortly.
I feel like it already is. I mean, there was once upon a time when you could go through the airport and not be strip searched.
Yeah, how's it? You're watching The Scary Show, featuring 242 Reads.
Sorry, I keep trying to mute my mic before I cough. I don't always do it, but
Oh yeah, you got the sickness.
I got the
Down
sickness.
with the
I'm
sickness.
down with the sickness.
God, I hate being sick.
King said that like horse poop brown is his color apparently.
I think I like purple. Purple's my color.
Blue's my favorite color actually, but for my channel it's purple.
Mm.
Because one character's blue and one character's red, and so that makes it purple.
That makes sense. Duality.
Yeah, there was the original story got out of hand. Originally, it was supposed to just be basically different personalities of me, and then they became their own characters entirely. And it's just like, well, I didn't think this through. So now they've got their own personalities and everything.
Yeah, I watched listened to an interview that you did a while back, talking about your name and why it is 242, and I thought it was very touching. I thought it was a fitting tribute. Since I became an atheist, I've learned to love people and appreciate them for who and what they are, for the very short amount of time that we are all down here on this earth, more than I ever could in years past. And, you know, we only kind of get one go around, and we don't get any do-overs. You know, we have to appreciate one another and realize that, you know, at the end of the day, we're all we have. And so we just want to be loved, you know, we just want to be acknowledged and cared about.
Yeah, it's hard for me because I don't really believe in a higher power anymore, but I do believe in an afterlife. So as for whether or not all this was made by something, I don't see that being a thing. We've seen evolution and how it works, and you know, basically it's just that worked. Mostly,
Yeah,
is how evolution is. That didn't hinder you, we'll keep it. Just like, oh, that hindered you, okay, we're not keeping that one. If you can reproduce and pass your genes down, it's gonna stick. Yeah. If you can't pass your genes down, well, I guess that didn't work. So, but I've seen ghosts and stuff. So as for the afterlife part of it, it's just energy. That's the other thing we know about science. Energy is a thing that constantly exists. It never, or matter always exists, and energy and all that stuff. And I do mean energy as in, like, you know, not the woo-woo way people say energy. Like, if I pick something up, it's going to take so much energy for me to do that, is what I'm talking about. We all believe what we believe. We've all had our own experiences in life, so we're all going to see things differently. As long as you're not hurting someone else. I don't care what you believe. Because if we only get this one life, if we get more than one life, this is still the life you're living right now, and you should enjoy it. You should be happy and smiling and doing the best you can to get through every day and enjoy this life in whatever way you can, because not all of us can enjoy it perfectly. Depression, diseases, all that stuff. But as much as you can, bring as much joy into your life and enjoy it with people as much as you can. That's all that matters to me.
Yeah, I've never seen a ghost, but I would love to sit and talk to a ghost. You know? I would love to interview a ghost. I'm like, why do you have clothes on? Like, why do you need clothes? You know? And like, if I die, am I gonna wear, like, what? Am I gonna be stuck in like my work uniform?
Whatever you were trying to think, like, you know what? I can't remember what she was wearing when I saw her anymore. I know she was wearing clothes, but it wasn't important. So
Yeah.
It's scary
Like,
seeing ghosts.
I wanna know. And like why is that like usually the thing? Like why is it a scary thing?
Well,
Like I have so many questions.
I know why it was scary for me. It's because I knew she wasn't alive anymore, and I knew this guy wasn't alive anymore. And I wasn't expecting it.
Yeah.
Especially the one hanging from my friggin' door. That one scared the bejesus out of me.
Canadian King of the Canadian Hill and Pimp Demon. I know, right? Like what if I'm not matching? Like I can't leave the house unless I'm matching. So like if I go out, and I get hit by a car, just like trying to pick something up in the street or whatever. Like am I stuck in like pajamas and slippers or what?
Yeah,
and
you're stuck in the PJs from Evermore. Yep.
Yeah, and why don't ghosts like fall through the floor? Like why don't they, if they can walk through walls and doors? Like I have so many questions.
See, and I think it's perception. You're not supposed to go through the floor. And sometimes the theory is that ghosts don't see the world how we're seeing it. So, yeah, there's a wall there now. Was there a wall there when they were alive?
I like that.
And the thing about clothes is maybe it's just the clothes that they, like, not what they died in, but maybe what they were most comfortable in, what they see themselves as.
Want to be in a purple zoot suit.
You need to imagine that as yourself. That is you. That's your inner self.
I'm just gonna like wear one every day. I'm gonna sleep in a purple suit. I've never seen a ghost, but like this one time, while I was still in Hawaii, I was in a car with a group of friends, and we saw what appeared to be this lady just across the street from us as we were going through an intersection. And we're stopped at the light for a minute, and we see this lady, and somebody yells out, "Where's her face?" And so we're all turned around, all rubbernecking in the car. We're looking. There's about 4 or 5 of us in the car, and not a single one of us can make out a face, even though she's like turned towards us. I remember as clear as day. I remember the backpack. I remember she had on pants and like a shirt. I saw a ponytail. No face.
Basically,
and it was like
blackout in a way. Like a giant shadow was on it.
Like more like if you've ever played a video game and everything hasn't loaded all the way, and there's things missing.
Yep.
It was like that. And this was back in maybe 2000. Yeah, about 2000, I think it was.
Pimp Demon says you should have got closer, apparently.
We were in the car. We were at an intersection, and she was behind us, and we were waiting for the light. But yeah, that's my only I guess paranormal experience that I've ever had. Like I've always wanted to see a ghost or aliens. I had another weird experience where I was on aft lookout in the Navy, and I'm kind of like known as a jokester and smack talk or whatever, but I see these like long snake-like things in the water. It's like middle of the night, and they're glowing, and on the I was on an Arleigh Burke class destroyer. We had these sonar, and radar things that kind of trail behind the ship. We call them TACTAS and Nixie. I don't remember why. I think those were acronyms. Anyway, they're trailing behind us and they're glowing. And I radio up to the bridge. I'm like, "Hey, we got TACTAS and Nixie out," and they're like, "No." And so I'm like, "Huh, what the hell is this?" So I report it, you know, I'm like, yeah, it's, you know, I see it. And then like, I see more than one. I see like 2 or 3 of them. And so I'm reporting it and nobody believes me, you know? And I'm like, come out here and look, you know, like fucking come out here and look. And by the time they come out there to look, like they're not there anymore. But for like about half an hour, there's something like following the ship. So we pull into port a few days later, and I'm talking to, I don't remember what branch he was from. It wasn't in the Navy, but somebody that was stationed over in Bahrain. And he's saying that there were probably eels. And I'm like, wow, like how big do they get? Because these things must have been like 15, 20 foot long, you know, like just trailing behind us, keeping pace with the ship. And we're doing like, I don't know how many knots through the ocean.
Yeah, my first thought was actually eels. It was just maybe it's eels. Eels do glow, but it's still weird that it was able to keep up.
Yeah, like I don't know what it could have been. I've never seen an example of an eel that would be that big and that long. You know, I've seen the phosphorescence of certain creatures that they'll kind of flicker and glow like sparks when the water is agitated and everything. And even in the sand, there was one night when I was on the beach, and you kind of like stomp your foot on the ground and you see like a bunch of little glittering flashes of whatever the little creatures were in the sand that react to that kind of stuff.
It's creepy. I mean, like, I'm leaving this lake or ocean or whatever this is, and I'm just going over here. I'm just gonna be away from the glowiness of the ground. Ground's not supposed to glow. See, I'm not a scientist. I don't want to explore it. I want to run away from it.
Yeah, it's always good to know. Like once you know, it eliminates or it gets rid of the fear of yeah.
You're just like, this is all good. It's just bugs. It's just bugs. Maybe I should have done the drugs. Sorry. To me, it sounded like I said drugs instead of bugs. I was like, yeah, that's fair. That's me right too.
Yeah, I love all kinds of like little stuff like that, like little bugs and little like cool stuff like that.
But
yeah, the white face thing, the expressionless face, and the uncanny valley. I underestimated how much that affects people. You know, like people who are afraid of clowns and masks and things like that. Like I put out a video and I just called it the clown, and it did worse than any video I've ever put out, just because of the name. I had no idea so many people were afraid of clowns.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I've tried to understand that, and the best I can get is like that instinct that when people see a clown, you know, the makeup and, you know, that is that instinct of there's something wrong with this, with what I'm seeing, is so much stronger in people who are afraid of clowns and masks and things like that.
Yeah, I can't understand the fear of clowns either. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, I used to be scared of spiders when I was little. I was deathly afraid of spiders.
Well, I mean, they're spiders. They're scary. They look creepy. They got all those eyes and the legs, and they just look at you. They're judging you.
Yeah, I still remember like the old drawings I used to do of spiders. They would have like thousands of legs and just be like a dot in the middle.
Legs. Dot. They're just legs.
Yeah, you know, no eyes. I didn't know anything about how many eyes they had, or I didn't know why they were dangerous. I just saw all the legs and that instinct, that alarm would go off. There's something wrong with this. There's too many legs. Harry, what did I say?
For a second there, it sounded like you said, "Me too, boo." Dip potato chips. Scary show. Can you call you by something shorter than scary show?
Scary. Scary's fine.
Welcome to the Scary Show, featuring 242 reads.
Like just yesterday, for example, like the first person to comment on my video, I can't reply back to him. And that's like my thing. Like,
Yeah.
I say it in every video. The Scary Show always answers the fans. And I can't answer this person back because when I go to reply to their comment, I can't see it. I have an alert that they put it up there. JM commented, "Thank you." So,
Yeah,
JM, if you're listening, I saw your comment. I just can't reply to it.
Want to so bad, but I can't.
Yeah. YouTube's keeping us away from each other.
Just don't want us to be together, man.
Yeah, don't stop believing. Scary Show's got you.
Got you, man.
But yeah, that's happened more than once. CCG commented on one of my videos and they wouldn't let me reply to her comment. And also, I'm sorry if I mispronounce the name, Alfredo Neighbors commented and showed me their comment, but I couldn't see it in the video. So I sent out a tweet to YouTube yesterday, and we'll see if they address that. They were saying that I should uninstall and reinstall the app, and I'm like, there's no app on my PC. But yeah, there's weird stuff. And then that, and like likes and views disappearing, and I'm like, what is this?
Yeah, no, YouTube does that all the time. They've taken views and likes from me. Actually, it's why I don't do premieres anymore, because I used to, and I would get to 20 likes in a premiere, and then I'd go back the next day and I'd be down to 5.
Yeah,
and I'm
my first.
I know I had 20 people there. We were talking. I had 20 likes. Why did you take them away? So I don't do premieres anymore.
Yeah, my first big one was right the day after Memorial Day.
Private Gregory jolted on the red table. He cried and was helpless. The speedy cuts detached the wounded muscle and bone from the healthy part, as if the leg was a tree. A bloody tree, that was. Finally, the surgeon removed the severed leg, like a broken toy.
That was like the first time I hit like over 1,000 views. And I'm like, wow, like
I haven't even done
holy
that.
shit. And then that lasted for about 2-3 days. And then like slowly over the next 3 days, it started to dwindle down. And then like a week later, it started to like climb back up. And I'm like, what is that? And then it kind of happened again around Christmas, but it wasn't as big as the Memorial Day surge. And I'm thinking that was for maybe two or three reasons. I think people were feeling patriotic at the time. I mentioned that I had served in the military, and the tags that I used. I used a lot of, military and Patriot related tags in that one. And it worked as intended. And then YouTube just took it all away. And then YouTube,
it's still a view.
Right.
It's still a view.
Exactly.
It's still a view. No, I don't get why YouTube does that, and it's really hard. It really hurts you because, you're like, oh, I got like 100 and something views, and you go back the next day, I'm at 20 views. How? Same thing with the likes. It'd be like 20 likes down to 5, and I'm like, how? I know I had 20 likes, and the views have gone down too, but there was that many people during my premiere. Like, why are you taking my views away, YouTube? Why are you taking my likes away? Why are you doing this to me? Like, I'm a small channel. Please stop. Every like matters.
Exactly.
Every comment matters. I have, except for my shorts, I don't count because shorts are a different beast entirely.
I was awakened by something shaking my shoulder. A hand. I startled. What the fuck? There was a large, hairy creature sitting next to me on my bed. You left me hanging, it said. I slithered up as close to my headboard as was humanly possible.
Leo said he had another ASMR steal his whole audio once, and he had to ping him for that.
Well, that's good.
No.
The latter.
Don't feel bad for September. That's his own fault. You probably weren't his only one. That was just probably the one he stole from you. You have to keep your eye out because people will strip out your audio and put it on their channel and say that's their own. And there are people notorious for that. So.
Yeah, and you know what else? Like YouTube, like I've noticed that by default, it'll have allow others to sample this content checked by default. Like that ain't cool.
You can do the clips, but it does say it's a clip, and it does say which video it's from. I actually did clipping recently, but that's because I wanted to show something to someone because it was funny because it was about corn and they love corn, as in the food. So I actually clipped those little sections of her doing it, but it shows you the full video. It doesn't hide it. It tells you that it tells you where I took it from and all that stuff. So that the clipping's perfectly fine. But you can, as long as you have premium, you can download whole videos. And once you download the whole video, you can do whatever you want with it.
Yeah, stealing content, that's kind of raunchy, yeah? Like...
Yeah, no, and he doesn't, except unless you submit it, he doesn't, to him, on TikTok, he doesn't credit anyone. He basically lets people think that he is the one writing them. Whenever someone goes, oh yeah, these are really cool, I'm like, yeah, the authors are really good. Always trying to point out the fact that there are names on the screen. And like, I actually have written about 6 or 7 two-sentence horrors myself now, but I will put my name on the screen when they're mine. And I've had people go, I've had so many people go, well, these weren't scary. I'm like, horror subjective. Just because you don't find it scary doesn't mean Bob next to you didn't.
Right. You're going to have to DM me or let me know who that is so I can be on the lookout for him.
I will, 100%. He's just on TikTok. I'll find his eyes. I'll find his name for you.
Okay. Yeah, I got accused of snatching somebody's story way back in the beginning, episode 6. I'm not gonna say the person's name, but one of the first comments on that video, the sound quality was pretty shitty, to be fair, but they came in and said your narrative or your intro is trash and you stole my story, and so I promptly told him, thanks for the feedback, and then posted a link to where the actual author of that story gave me permission about a good 4 to 6 months prior. And then 2 days later, the comment disappeared over Yeah, there was some deets. There was some juice, some juicy drama.
Your
behind the
intro's
scenes.
trash. You stole my story. You're trash. Actually, first of all, okay, I'll work on my intro if that's true. We'll just see that in a sec. But second of
Yes.
all, here is the proof that I asked and got permission for the story. So
Yeah, because it takes a long time. Like, I am right now about a year or so out into the future. Like, I launched the Scary Show in August, on August 6th, but I was collecting stories and writing stories and putting together content back in June of that year. So I was planning ahead, like way ahead. I'm still working towards where I can just like take a couple of weeks off and put my feet up and just like set the timer on YouTube to upload at a certain time. But yeah. And then as far as my intros, like my intros are grunge, man. Like my intros are raw and dirty, you know, like that first one, that's like from the imagination of like childhood me, you know, like I remember I got this video camera from a pawn shop one time and I could not wait to get it home. And I went to the art store and I bought all this clay and I made these claymation videos. I did a video of the hidden track at the end of a Tool album, the cries of the carrots, I think it was. And I had this like claymation carrot like coming out of the ground with a face on it screaming. And then I was dressed up like a farmer and I like popped out of the bed in one scene. You know, I wish I still had the video. And then I did another one of that Marilyn Manson cover of the Willy Wonka boat ride. And I had like all these like little monsters, you know, the whole deal. It's like stop motion. And I'm probably gonna do that again now that I'm putting that out into the world. But like that's like kind of the things that inspire me, cause like, you know, I grew up with the old like Ray Harryhausen stop motion effects, you know, like the rubber dragons and, you know, the skeletons and Jason and the Argonauts and Clash of the Titans and things like that. You know, so a lot of those kind of things influence the intro from hell, as Infinite Psychosis referred to it once. Yeah, as far as I know, there's only 2 people who got permission directly from me to put my whole video up on their platform. Shout out to author Gianni Franco, and shout out to the legendary Hood Horror. So they have like my full videos up on their platforms, because like we work together and, you know, we do a collab, you know, scratch my back, I scratch yours.
Yep.
And yeah, you know.
yeah, I love doing collabs, but my biggest thing is if I do a part for you, I hope that someday down the line you'll do a part for me, kind of idea.
Oh, absolutely. I'm a strong believer that a candle loses nothing by lighting another.
Exactly. And it's great because you kind of you put yourself in front of someone else and you get to put them in front of someone else. Like, we have a lot of the same, like a lot of narrators have very similar audience, but at the same time sometimes they didn't see that person before, and
Exactly.
my favorite thing is it really helps bring a story to life, because I can only do so many voices.
Yeah, huh?
I've got apparently 2 male voices that I can do, and one other female voice that I can do. That's it. And a really good kid's voice that September Audio Dragon loves. He absolutely loves my kid voices.
I'm gonna have to recruit you for some stories that don't have voices yet.
I will do Goblin. Yeah, no, I've done a few kids' voices. I actually can do a really good kid's voice when I need to. It's astounding. Even when I hear him going, oh my god, that's creepy! Ah! And it came out of me! Ah! I did a live session record for my 2-sentence horrors, and I had to do a kid's voice, and he's just like, oh my god, that's so horrible! Don't do that again! I'm like, why? You don't like my kid's voice? Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, my inspiration for like all the different voices and everything came from, believe it or not, the Jerky Boys. I got this cassette tape. That's how old I am. I got this cassette tape from my aunt of the Jerky Boys. It was like a Jerky Boys sampler of like different crank calls that they did.
Oh god.
And I'd never laughed so hard, you know? And, you know, I'd take it to school and we'd be playing it at lunchtime and like we'd all be trying to imitate the voices. Then I got a hold of the phone book and started calling random people.
Oh no.
Thank you for watching The Scary Show featuring 242 Reads. Tune in next week for another episode of The Scary Show. If you enjoy the stories you find here, click the like button. Think of it as applause at the end of a performance. If you haven't already, subscribe and click the bell for all notifications. It's the top icon. Share this story with everyone you can so that others may discover The Scary Show. Questions, comments, suggestions? Leave them down below. The Scary Show always answers the fans. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week with a brand new episode of The Scary Show.